thousands of birds making a crucial migration through the Chicago area. We are right in the middle of a peak migration season, and homeowners being urged to take steps to protect these birds.
Yeah, so tonight we are talking with Benjamin Van Doren, an assistant professor of environmental sciences at the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana, Fighting Illini.
Let's go.
Woo, woo.
All right.
Both of us here are Illini alum. Now, what makes this a peak season for migration?
Well, thanks for having me. Each spring, around 3 to 4 billion birds are migrating north through North America after having spent the winter somewhere a lot warmer, somewhere between Louisiana and Argentina. And around 100 million of those are going to pass through Chicagoland each spring, heading to destinations near and far, where they will be seeking a mate, raising a family for the summer, of all shapes and sizes, yellows, reds, blues, oranges. And the first few weeks in May is the very peak of this migration.
It's mind-blowing how far some of these birds will fly during this season. What are Chicago residents and just around the area likely to notice during this migration season?
Well, Chicago residents can see and hear many of these species by going to a local park or even a neighborhood with a few trees or finding a group that is doing a local bird walk. And this week will be a great week for migration. So tomorrow or really any day this week would be a great time to go outside and look for these birds.
And our weather is really great in the next 7 days when, of course, this is that great migration season. And it's migration alert for Chicagoans right now. What does it entail? And I know you talk about often those high-rise buildings that are a big concern.
Yes, well, using machine learning tools, we can predict where and when birds are going to take flight. Birds pay very close attention to the weather, and since this week will be so warm, there'll be a nice breeze from the south. This will be really a perfect set of conditions. Many birds are drawn to Chicago by city lights, and it's an important place for birds, but one that can also be dangerous. And these birds can risk colliding with windows. They risk encountering outdoor cats or just simply not finding a good place to eat and rest. So it's an important time for us to think about what we can do to help them.
And what can we do to reduce that risk of bird collisions? We have big windows in our house, and sometimes, and they're not migrating birds, I don't think, they just will smack right into that window, and then they pop back up and off they go. Benjamin, what can we do, though, to reduce the risk of some of those collisions?
It's a great question. I would say two of the most important actions that people can take are to, one, reduce window reflection, and two, to reduce unnecessary lighting, which is attractive to birds that are migrating at night. It's a big problem. As you mentioned, hundreds of millions of birds are colliding with windows each year in the US alone, and it's because they don't perceive glass as a solid surface. They might see the sky or a tree reflected in the glass and collide. And there are a number of ways that we can reduce glass reflection. One of the most effective is to place an inconspicuous decal or sticker in a regular pattern on the outside of the window to break up that reflection. And I would encourage anyone interested to check out resources by the American Bird Conservancy. Has some great resources on their website. And the Chicago Bird Collision Monitors are another great organization, especially if you find a dead bird or an injured bird or want to get more involved.
Okay.
Wow, I mean, we learned so much, and of course, I think they start flying or migrating after sunset. It's like their peak time. So
yeah.
Maybe
Do you,
30, 45
Benjamin, I know
minutes.
we got to go. Do you have real quick a favorite bird that you like that comes through the area this time of year?
One of my favorites is the Blackburnian warbler, which just has a fiery orange throat and really a great jewel of a bird after a bleak winter.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Benjamin, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate all your help, and happy migration to all the birds.
I know. Fellow Illini. Yeah. ILL, Benjamin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.